My name is Arvind Kala and I live in Delhi. The word gossip is a judgmental word. Why can't it be seen as an exchange of information? Everybody gossips. Why? There's a very simple reason for it. It's linked to the survival of a human species. Now let's not forget one thing. You, me, Rita, Sita, all of us, we are Homo sapiens as we are defined by anthropologists. And we've been on this planet for 200,000 years. Now it's only in the last 10,000 years that we've had agriculture and the domestication of animals, and which assures you of a steady supply of food. But before that, for 200,000 years, we moved around like tigers do, looking around for prey, like bears, like snakes. We lived in the wild. We didn't have dwellings. We didn't have homes. We didn't have anything like that. So we hunted animals for food. We killed them. We killed them and then ate the meat because, fire was discovered 300,000 years ago. And that's how the humans survived. Well, what does the gossip have to do with that? Now, in that time, for those 200,000 years, when there were no villages, no towns, no schools, no exchange of information, we lived in little bands, little tribes of 10 people, 50 people, 40 people, 120 people. And we moved around the countryside for food, whether it was Australia, America, everywhere. We moved around for food. And then how did we survive? We exchanged information. So if one fellow came across a snake, he'd tell the other fellow, hey, there's a snake there or whatever. Oh, I heard the roar of a tiger, so better not go there. Oh, that plant is good, so eat it. It doesn't matter, it's edible. Oh, that plant is bad, it'll poison you. So for 200,000 years, that's how human beings survived, by the exchange of information. Because writing and a script evolved only in the last 5,000 years. But before that, for 195,000 years, humans exchanged this verbally. This exchange of information. Now that rests in our DNA, in our genes, in our everything. That's why everybody gossips. Whether it's Clinton, whether it's somebody cooking, making golgappas it comes down in our genes. So that is the reason. Now, gossip, of course, in the modern context of a long time, it implies that, somebody deriving malicious joy from the misfortunes of others. So, of course, it's great fun if a friend's wife runs off with the family driver. But, apart from that, it is an exchange of information. I mean, even from this, if a friend's wife runs off with the family driver, the first thing you should do is just not keep a driver. Or if you keep a driver, keep such an ugly fellow that your wife finds your looks better than the driver's. These are simple tools of survival. Now, in that context, let me put it this way. When people exchange information of mothers-in-law and daughters-in-law, etc., now all that is very, very true. And one thing from exchange of information, don't live in a joint family because it leads to friction. And that's so, you'd say if people are talking about friction in another family, they're gossiping. No, they're exchanging friction so that you remain forewarned. And that's it. That's how we learn everything from here and there. That's how we learn. I mean, look at business partnerships. Wherever you go, you find that there are business partners have broken up, whether it's Mukesh Ambani and Anil Ambani or some small timer. So it's like that. So you learn all this. So somebody may say, oh, that guy's saying, yeah, that chadda this thing is broken up. He's gossiping. He's exchanging information which enriches his information bank. Frankly, I talk to a lot of people at random, and I learn hell of a lot from them. I remember in a park close to my place, I'd seen a guy around only 40 or so. He had a bad stroke, and because he talked like that. And I asked him when he got the stroke. He said he got the stroke at the age of 13. So, that was some information. Another chap I talked to, his body produces too much calcium. So he gets kidney stones routinely. Then his spine gathers more and more calcium and his spine stiffens up. So I never imagined that, anything like that could happen. But these things, so this is collecting information. I remember years ago, 15 years ago, I had bought a pair of jeans of Calvin Klein. They cost me 3,500. And I came home and my brother's mate was there wearing jeans. So I asked her how much a jeans cost. She said 125 rupees. My brother heard me, an army fellow. He said, are you a man or a pajama asking my maid how much a jeans cost? I said, I just want to know. So, well, even that is information. And it's we human beings who like to know what's happening around us. And I think this gossip is a wrong word. Human beings will always talk. If for 200,000 years, that's how we exchanged information. We continue to do so. That's why, gossip magazines have done always well. People gossip, but it's also an exchange of information. So I don't know this malicious. The word gossip is judgmental, and that's all right. I gossip about people. Or you can say I want to know about everybody, and everybody wants to know a lot about my forgettable life. Yeah. So what's wrong with that? Why shouldn't people talk about me? Why shouldn't I talk about other people? It hardly matters. It hardly matters at all. Well, friends, I talk a lot of sense and this is intellectual stuff, a little intellectual. So, friends, send this to everybody. You got a vast circle here and there. And if you're seeing this on YouTube, on the right side, there's a subscriber button below. And if anybody says my video is lousy, just slip a cobra down his shirt collar. All right? You have my permission to do so. So I'll bid you farewell. See you later, alligator.